North Texas Tees, and today I'm going to show you how we do our fashion film cutouts for t-shirts. I've got a roll of the matte white, and I buy it typically 5 yards a roll, like something like that, and I can probably get 25 or 30 shirts out of one roll depending on the design. So what I'm going to do is cut this and load it on the plotter to be cutted, and I'm using a Graphtec plotter. It's a CE6000-60. So what we want to do is to make sure that the non-shiny side is up on the cutter. So your shiny side is the film that you're going to need to heat press it onto the shirt, and this side is the dull side. So we're going to select the sheet setting once we get it loaded into the plotter. And all I'm doing here is just really, lining it up, making sure that it's going to feed straight. Like that. And then I'm going to tell it, I'm going to select 3 so it can measure the sheet, so it knows how big of a space I have to actually cut an image. Okay, it's ready to go. And it sent that information, the size of my cutting area, over to the Graphtec software. So I'm going to be able to pull up my image. So let me change out where the camera is so I can show you how that works. And we'll be right back. Let's pull our file in. I've got the Graphtec Studio open, and I'm going to open the document here. I have to select EPS so that all the EPS show up, and then I'm just going to select the Don't Mess with Texas because that's the graphic for this, and it's going to pull it in. As you can see down here, the files pull in, and I'm just going to move it, and if you click on this, it'll give you the dimensions. This says it's a 7 by 5, and I really want it to be like full chest, so I'm gonna move it. It has quite a bit of space around it, so I can make those adjustments later, but now my width is about 11 to about 8. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to trace the area in which I want to cut, which is like, gonna be like 7 by 6, and I'll pull it in just a little bit, and then I'm gonna make sure to click off this high pass filter, because if you do, it changes the way it cuts. And then I'm gonna click trace. And then all I'm going to do is go to the I'm just checking all my settings to make sure that everything is set up. There's the actual image it's going to cut right there. It's telling me the paper size is 10.528 by 9.57. 9 over here, and the job size, the measurements are here, and all I'm going to do now is double check, make sure all these are right. Cool. And then I'm going to click over here to the cutter and get the cutter set up. Now you can do a test cut. It's a little square with a triangle in it. I've done this so much that I'm not going to do. I know how my my cutter is set up. So all I do is make sure that the shiny side is down so it will cut correctly, and then all I'm going to do is say send to the cutter. And let's see how it cuts. Now this cuts really fast, which is really great if you have a lot, or if you want to do like multiple graphics on a sheet, you know, a whole roll, you could do that. This machine cuts really super fast. I don't like to send large jobs to it just because I don't know. I'd rather save the paper if the blade is not sharp. So doing one at a time really allows me to make sure the blade is really sharp, unless I put in a new blade, and then you can run a big job. But I would always steer away from running big jobs, especially if you've been cutting for a long time. And this is fashion film I purchased from Stahls.com. So there you go, it's all done. And now we're going to get it off of the roller here, and we're going to weed it. So we'll be back. Okay, we have our graphic cut out, and you may be able to see it better on this side. I'm not sure how the camera is going to pick it up. I have a lot of light over here, but it's got a trim, a weed box around it, which I want. It helps when you're to weed stuff. It really helps to give you a start instead of trying to pick it from the edge of the thing and pull back. This really helps you, you know, do that. And what I try to do is go all the way around. I just seem to have better control if you go all the way around this thing, around the edges. And I could have used, for this particular size of graphic, I could have used a smaller piece, but I didn't know how this was going to cut out, so this is my test, really my test cut. Okay. And this right here could be a left chest or the back of the collar or something like that. We make all kinds of t-shirts, and I'm just using this as an embellishment onto a funny Texas, you know, shirt. So I'm going to go ahead and pick out all of the letters, and we'll be back and I'll show you how I put it on the shirt. Okay, we have our graphic weeded out completely, and all the missing spaces done. So if I turn it over, then you're able to see what the graphic would look like. And all I'm going to do is trim this up. Again, you know, this is a lot. I can reuse some of these for other projects, but this was my first cut just to see what size, you know, this really was. And so it's smaller than I want, but I know I can use it. So let's go put this on the back of a shirt. Okay, I'm over here at the heat press, and all I'm going to do is press the shirt out, making sure it's no moisture's in the shirt and it's ready to be pressed. Just a few seconds. Get the shirt really ready. And then I'm going to lay the graphic. I've got it to where I'm lining this up with the tag, and I pull the tags out because I don't want them to make an impression in the graphic. So all I'm going to do is just line this up so that it looks centered between the shoulders. Pull it up. And then we're going to take a cover sheet and we're going to cover it like that. And you're going to want to put this on the very firm pressure. And my heat press takes a little longer for these. I don't have one of the real fancy heat presses. So I'm going to crank the pressure down on it, and I'm going to press this for about 45 seconds. Okay, we're going to check it. And this is a hot peel fashion film. So we just need to pull back slowly, making sure it's adhered to the shirt, which it is. And then we're going to put the cover sheet right back on the shirt. And we're going to press it for another probably 25-30 seconds. Okay, there's our shirt. So it's right down by the collar, and it feels wonderful. I like this better than any screen print. So thank you for joining us for this video, and if you'd like to shop at our store, we're at northtexastees.com. You can click on the link below in the description box. Thanks everybody, have a great day.